Modulok finally coming into my Masters of the Universe Origins collection. Comes in the shipping box. The spot for the shipping label. Luckily, they boxed this up in their own box to protect it a little better. Interesting that has this kind of printing on the outside. But the real packaging on the inside here has his name, the Evil Beast of 1,000 bodies. 34 body parts. A little more. I think there's more connectors than the original. Again, I never got to have any of the original toys. This is one I probably didn't even know existed. But the box shows all the different kind of combinations you could try out. Pretty cool all over and around. And then even the artwork on the back showing a lot of characters like the usual ones. A lot of weird kind of teases here and there. But I kind of am just collecting original figures that were in the cartoon. I'm kind of skipping the Filmation ones because I'm just getting the ones that look like the old toys. So Modulok's a part of the old toy line because that's what I would have wanted back in the day, and I never got to have any of them. So that's how I'm using Origins for my collection instead of having to hunt down the original old figures. There's a little display of all the parts right inside the tab. Pull this out. You know what? That is a lot of parts. If you look at it. The other Origins figures came with a booklet, which I kind of thought was useless, but Modulok here basically birthed the entire Origins line because of all the pieces were like this from the start of the line. Able to come apart and do all these different combinations from the start. So I mean, he was inevitable all along with the Origins line here. All the stuff, tons of little connector things just to make it maybe more articulatable once you make a combination or something. And I don't have the original one to compare exactly. I did do a little research since, again, I can never get any of these first. Everybody else in their freaking mama gets them first. That's cool, but he never came with the shield originally, I guess, so it's just kind of an extra weapon for him, and then these ends are kind of to help you pull apart all the parts. So it's kind of a double function kind of thing. A thing that maybe the original would have came with. I mean, if they would have thought of it, it's kind of smart. It's like his weapon that you can have, but it's also a tool to put the figure together and apart too. So got Horde symbols on it since he is supposed to be part of the Horde. But otherwise he comes with his original guns and stuff that the old one would have came with. So we still have the original weapon accessories included as well. Got way too many parts to dump out. So out of the box he just has the two heads. Has a little bump on the back, so right off the bat it's offering you to maybe give him a tail or something like an extra leg in the back. Because he was in the cartoon. Actually, when I was searching for all the characters that were in the actual cartoon, I just happened to find the Roboto episode to see where he fell into the cartoon there. And Modulok was in that one just by chance. He actually is in another episode that almost kind of gives the origin of him. We didn't have the two heads in that one exactly, which is interesting. I just kind of had this head. This was kind of like a prop in the Roboto episode. He was going to like suck Man-at-Arms' intelligence out and put it in his extra head so he could have all his like technical know-how or something. So they had like this as like a part of the show, just not like him like with two heads. Also, I think on the cartoon the stripe was like colored on there, so I'm sure they can just do a Filmation one with his exact appearance from that, but I'm kind of getting these as recreations of the original toys, how they would have been back in, you know, 85 and stuff like that I wish I would have had. And the ones I would have wanted were the ones that were in the actual cartoon. I'm kind of noticing his claws. He has a 3-finger and a 2-finger. There's not actually any extra hands, just other arms that happen to have hands. So that is a little strange. I think they would have had extra hands, but just looking at all the pieces, I'm just like kind of dumbfounded here. I mean, it's been a part of Origins from the beginning, taking apart, but what I would probably want to do is get these finned legs. I think that's what he had in the Filmation show. He had a third leg in the back. He did have claw hands, but you can't have matching, which is kind of weird. But that must have just been how it was originally. So I'd probably just kind of display him in that form, just as like what I probably would have done as a kid, like mimic the cartoon appearance in that way. Even though I'm not really collecting them strictly based off of Filmation, since that has its own separate versions that you can get. I couldn't really see him like me displaying it with like any of the crazy combinations as crazy as you can get. Maybe him with his like extra head, since he had that in the show, more so than maybe the weapons and things even. But I certainly see the appeal where even if you didn't have like other Masters of the Universe toys, if you just had Modulok, like what an awesome like villain figure to have that you can make like a monster, you can make kind of the intelligent villain like he was kind of presented in the cartoon. Would have been pretty useful because a lot of times you'd get toys and figures, you get a bunch of the heroes and you have no bad guys for them to fight back in the day. It was good to have generic stuff like a big robot or a big dinosaur or something generic enough that almost any kind of hero could kind of take it on some capacity. Modulok is one of those like Toy Story style toys, like you could kind of mix and match, with your Mr. Potato Head and stuff like that. But he's one I definitely wanted to get from the original line, kind of remade here in the Origins line. Can't relate to how it was building versions of him back in the day, because I kind of never got to experience that. But it is kind of cool. You could kind of deck him out as a huge monster, or kind of streamline him down if you like. But then all these parts are kind of left unused, which is a little sad. So I could see the temptation to build him up as like as many parts as you possibly can fit on him and turn him into like his super form, extra formidable. And then kind of disguising the piece that helps you like pull the parts off as like an accessory, like weapon and shield. Pretty brilliant move on their part to throw in. Just kind of a simple thing they didn't even have to do at all, but they did the extra work to add that in. So that's the kind of little things I like to see with this line, just like maybe perfecting or doing things that they would have done at the time, but certain budget constraints and things, they're trying to put out the toys. Things they couldn't do but they wanted to do maybe, or things they should have done to make it easier. It's not really a Horde member on the show, just kind of his own villain. So I just probably display him amongst the other He-Man side of things, more so than the Horde and She-Ra and stuff. That's kind of getting not a lot of stuff. I'd still like to see versions of some of the She-Ra characters, but in, Origins line. But if they do a Filmation version, it's not really something that's going to mix into my collection, so I mostly am just opening up real retro toys and old things and showing my old collections and showing new ones I get to add, like toys I always wish I had. But something like this, it's just easier for me to get like this new, nice, enhanced line of the old Masters of the Universe toys. Instead of hunting down the old ones, it's been pretty awesome getting these like nice, clean, complete versions, like retail price or, special order like Modulok kind of was. But there was plenty of places that had him available, so I had a little bit of choice of where I got him. It just makes me feel kind of stupid, like I can't get them the same time as everybody else gets them first. Like everybody's had Modulok for like a million years already, and I just now got him like today in the mail, and I am recording this and filming this like to edit and upload. Like it's not going to take me months to edit or anything. It's just like I don't get the stuff early, so hooray for everybody else that was able to upload like months ago before mine. But it takes away some of the fun that I can't really get them, alongside everybody else. I just already see this, like, months ahead. Like, everybody has Modulok already, and I'm like, oh, well, mine pre-ordered mine a while ago, and it's not here. So I can relate to you if you're not getting them fast and stuff, too. Like, I understand, like, I'm just a normal schlub also. But that part only really matters for video stuff. That's just like one aspect. I just want these for my collection because I just never got to have the Masters Universe stuff. These are just kind of done the same way, just enhanced a little bit, based off of Modulok, the original, like quick change parts, like all of them based off of him. So finally got the origin of Origins right here. So I have videos of all my other Origins figures I have opened up along the way, collecting them. And again, typically I'm just opening real old stuff from like the 90s and, slightly adjacent time periods here and there. So if that's the stuff you like to see, you'll want to stick around right here.